What is going on, guys? Welcome to Greggles TV Daily, your source for daily tech news. Make sure you're subscribed so you know what's going on in the world of tech. How's everyone doing? I hope you're having a fantastic day. Today was really kind of a slow news day, but I saw some articles, especially one written by Sam Mobile, where it says Pixel 7 Pro versus Galaxy S22 Ultra, and it's saying it's basically a killer of all phones, that it's going, or it could be, or is it, questioning the thought of the Pixel 7 Pro being a flagship killer. And I want to talk about that because I actually think that it truly could be this year, and I'm going to give you a bunch of reasons why. Because in the past, it's always been a pretty good phone. And they have, I feel like anyway, they've steadily gotten better year after year after year with doing different things. And I think them using their own kind of processor, I know Samsung helps make it, but ultimately the Tensor processor that they basically have control of, and that they can create and have more of a narrative with the phone because of that processor in terms of controlling the software, even more so because they already create the software with Android, but then, controlling every nook and cranny of that because the processor has to talk with the software. I think that's a big jump. And obviously with the Tensor G2 processor, it is slightly more powerful. It's also more efficient as well. And it's so powerful that it is in line with processors, at least in benchmark scores, from Snapdragon 888, 880 plus, like that dynamic, that range. Now, that's not as powerful as an 8 Gen 1 or an 8 Gen 2 when that comes out from Snapdragon. But like I've said in other videos, we don't need processors that powerful to run your day-to-day tasks and to play video games. The Tensor G2 processor that comes inside of the Pixel 7 and 7 Pro is plenty powerful to run your games at top performance, and your phone will be lightning fast. This has the G1 processor, or the Tensor, whatever they call it, Tensor Pro 1 processor, and it absolutely is blazing fast and smooth, and it feels great just using it day to day. It even feels snappier than my Galaxy Z Fold 4 and my Galaxy S22 Ultra. It just feels snappier, feels faster. So don't get locked into, though, even though Google's processor might not be the absolute fastest processor in the world, it doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be, because it runs really, really well. The other parts of the update on the Pixel 7 and 7 Pro, specifically the 7 Pro, because it is obviously a better phone, is the brighter display. There's supposed to be 14 and 1500 nits of brightness in the Pixel 7 and 7 Pro respectively, which puts it in line with other flagship phones. It might not be as bright as the new iPhone, but it's bright enough to where when you're outdoors or you're indoors or wherever, that brightness is gonna come into play and you're gonna be able to see your display, and it's gonna be great. The quality of the display is obviously coming, I believe, from Samsung. Samsung makes excellent displays, and then Google takes over the control of the software and how it integrates into the display itself and can make its color temperatures and the way it looks obviously different than how Samsung would do theirs. So again, it might not be the absolute best display on the market, but it's gonna be a great display. And the last couple of Pixel displays haven't been that great in terms of, I feel like, in terms of brightness. Quality has always felt like slightly stepped down on the Pixel phones versus Samsung phones, but I really think, because I've seen it for a short period of time, I think they're really going to improve that a lot with the new Pixel 7 Pro display. Now, continuing on with that, you've got cameras that have been updated. You get 30x zoom on video and photos on the new Pixel 7 and 7 Pro. And that's enough to take a really good quality moonshot or to capture someone that's far away and get good quality from that. And then obviously the quality of the photos and videos is also going to be improved. And I say that because there's a guy that has released, he works at like an AT&T store, and he's released a bunch of videos on YouTube talking and showing off the cameras. And they're really, really good. With direct sunlight like behind him, you can still see his face. It doesn't get weird sunspotting and rays of sunshine and just weirdness that's going on. It looks excellent, and this is on video, and the videos really, really stable as well on the front and the back, and the quality of the 30x video is really, really good. Like, I have really, really high hopes in the camera department. I always have with the Pixel phone, and this year is absolutely zero difference. Maybe even more excited to use the new Pixel 7 and 7 Pro with enhanced zoom and better quality video and photos overall, with higher megapixel cameras in there, up to 48 megapixels. And then, like, what wouldn't you love about that? I mean, that's ultimately putting them, again, might not be the highest megapixels, might not be the longest zoom, but it's good enough and it's great enough. And why do we need more? Why, especially if it starts to not get the quality that you would expect and want. Other things, obviously, it has the dust and water resistance, IP68. It has fast charging up to 30 watts. But again, the 30 watt fast charging, is it the fastest? No. Is it good enough? Yes, and I think you can see where this narrative is going, that the Pixel 7 and 7 Pro are good enough, just on a paper level, and some of the things that I've seen with the phones, they're good enough. And that's not a bad thing. That doesn't mean it's gonna be the best in every single category, but what it is it's a device that is getting to the point where, you don't, just performance alone. Do you need the ultimate performance on there? No, you don't. You just need something that is really snappy and fluid and fast. The Pixel does that. Quality of photos, are they nice bright photos? Are they crisp? Are they clean photos? Do they take good night photos? Is there a nice zoom? The Pixel has it. Does it get software updates all the time for years and years and years to come, and timely updates? The Pixel has it. Does it have all the features that you'd want with wireless charging and fast wireless and fast wired charging, and customizations in there for wallpapers and just overall displays and stuff like that, and a good quality display, a bright display? The Pixel has it. A lot of phones have it, but you have to say at the end of the day, the Pixel has enough that with the price alone versus their competitors, they're basically a couple to $200 to $300 cheaper for the same models versus their competitors. That's what's really huge about this, is that you're getting all of this top quality stuff in the Pixel 7 and 7 Pro for $200 to $300 cheaper than the iPhone and the Samsung phones. And I'm super excited about this, because they're finally putting out a phone that has always kind of competed with their competitors and close enough, but this is almost getting to the point, and if not more, that it's going to beat their competitors. And I have super high hopes on this phone. I can't wait to get this phone later on in my hands, and just hopefully about a few days, basically a week or so. And when I do, I will definitely compare it against the new iPhone. I will compete it against the S22 Ultra. I will compete it against the old Pixel phones, and I'll give you an honest opinion. Is it what I'm saying it is right now, and what I feel it is, and what I've seen so far? I think it will be, but remains to be seen. And I'm super stoked about what it's gonna be all about and how the market's gonna perceive it, because the Pixel line is growing year over year over year. Let me know your thoughts so far on the Pixel 7 and 7 Pro. Do you think it is a flagship killer? Have a great day, and we'll see you down the road. Peace.